phakathi inside. Yeah, phakathi inside.
Manje
I see a
ushahidi
robot
bayenta
boy.
nawaphathanga lama-graphics lawa.
Umalume akasindanga angithi amazi umalume unjani mfethu.
Yeah.
Federe sesabangena si-on.
All
Yeah,
right.
sure.
Good evening, Mzansi, and the world. So let's not leave
Yeah.
out someone that's maybe, in another country, maybe on another planet,
Yeah.
or on another solar system. So we don't want to leave anybody out because Let's Argue is for anybody. You understand? Even if you are an extraterrestrial, you need to log in here. So welcome back, guys. We've missed you. Timo, you've missed them?
Obvious. We
We've
missed
missed you
you guys
guys.
so much.
Yep.
International break was terrible. It was
Man.
terrible. We are so glad
welcome
that
back,
we're
guys.
back.
Welcome back to Let's Argue, and we're starting tonight with the Victory Lap. Sorry, we can't play the song by AKA because we don't have rights, but, hey, to the victory, you can just sing it yourself, yeah? You can sing the Victory Lap song by AKA. Bafana are officially going to 2026 FIFA World Cup. Now, can you see that Joe Penny Makioma? Hello,
Yes,
Makioma. Bafana Makioma. Hey, Anyakchela. Timo, otherwise?
Is it just Timo Lava Ultra featuring the Mood Engineer? Welcome back to Let's Argue. It's been a minute. We missed you guys.
Mm-hmm.
We missed you guys. Can we just get to it, my lord? I can't wait anymore. I can't wait anymore.
Let's get to it. So, you saw the demolition, brother.
Yeah.
After
this demolition job, that we did over Rwanda on Tuesday, I'm telling you, Hugo Bruce and his men have sealed the deal. For the first time, South Africa qualifies since hosting the World Cup 2010, which doesn't count. I don't know about you, but this is just for me. 15 years later, the dream is alive once again.
Now we entered with merit this time. We didn't enter by Mandela magic. Last time we entered because of Mandela magic. Now we have entered originally and without a playoff, without anything, and we didn't need to take out calculators because it was a straightforward victory. So Mzansi, we are all packing for North America, Canada, Mexico, or the US of A, and this time it's not to watch, but it's to compete. So Thibaut, I've been since the qualification, I've been working on my American accent, so that when I get to the United States of America, I'm speaking like the Americans, like it's soccer, man. It's not football, it's soccer,
Yeah, sure. No, you know what, Lebza, let's just get to it, my lord, because that accent of yours, it's gonna get you deported. Just take a look at the nations who've booked their ticket to the world's biggest football festival. First and foremost, we have the host, Canada, and then we have Mexico, and of course, the United States of America. From Africa, the nations that have qualified already so far, first and foremost is Algeria, who have a perfect record. Cape Verde is for the cheetahs.
No, if everybody knew what the reasons were that you want to watch Cape Verde, I think you definitely they'd be surprised at your reasoning. Dog, you need to give me 2 seconds as you carry on speaking about the qualified nations. Okay, I gotta go put out a fire quickly. Fire. Let's argue. Can you see the fire coming now? I'm running.
This guy is playing games, and all because he knows that Barca are back in action this weekend and they are gonna lose. But just to take it from the top once more, Algeria, Cape Verde, Egypt, the Ghanaians, the Ivory Coast, Morocco and Senegal, as well as Tunisia, are the African nations that have qualified for the showpiece next year. From Asia, we have Australia, we have Iran, we have Japan. Qatar have done everything stupendously to ensure that they book their ticket to next year's showpiece. Saudi Arabia will also want to continue in the vein with which they've been on, managing to qualify for the last editions of the World Cup. South Korea also in there. This could be Hyun Min Son's last opportunity to try and do something special with his nation, as well as Uzbekistan. Hey, who would have thought that those guys will bomb their way into qualification of the World Cup? In Europe, so far we only have England who've managed to seal their spot, and the rest are still fighting for their lives, with the final qualifying rounds coming up later on this year. In the Oceania, we have New Zealand, who, well, by default, they just managed to find their way in there. And then from South America, we have the defending world champs Argentina. We have the five-time world champions Brazil. We have Pablo Escobar's Colombia, also booking their ticket for next year's showpiece. And then we have a surprise from Ecuador, Paraguay, and of course the mainstay team in Uruguay, who have all managed to book their way to next year's showpiece.
So you see where I was going? I was going to fetch my wings, man, because I am not going to not eat with the people, because I know everybody that's watching right now is eating with us, you know? So thank
you. But then you don't even tell me that you can't see me, bruh. What's wrong with you?
Wait, you're frozen.
Yeah, you can't see me.
I just see that you're frozen. But I'm thinking it's my data.
This movie cell that I'm using, no man, it's not doing the business.
Is it a phone?
No, it's from my laptop, big boss. Let me see if I can sabotage it.
I'll switch the camera off and switch it back on.
Yeah, I've already tried that, big boss, but let's see if it'll work again. Give me 1 second.
All right, while you do that, Jeff, so those are all the nations, guys, that have qualified for the World Cup. And good to see some names that we haven't seen there in a while or ever, like your Cape Verde. There you're back. Yeah. Like your Cape Verde. We haven't seen Cape Verde ever. Nice to see also, the normal teams, that you always qualify also to be there, because we do want it to be a tough World Cup. But teams like South Africa, teams like Cape Verde, are not usually teams like Jordan. They don't usually qualify for the World Cup, or teams like Uzbekistan. And you know what I've heard about? I've heard people from Europe complain, adding more teams, meow. But they have the smallest continent, but they have more teams. Why are they complaining? Because we want more representation. Do you understand?
They're used to the governing body bending over for them.
Yeah, no, we need to have because look now, we used to only send 5 teams from Africa. Do you know that? So imagine, it means we would have said Algeria, Cape Verde, Egypt, Ghana, Ivory Coast. The other 4 wouldn't have qualified. You see?
Imagine.
That was totally unfair, man. So even South America is such a huge continent, but they're only taking 6. You see?
Crazy.
So anyway,
I think they're just prioritizing themselves, and they want to ensure that the people from the other continents have less and less of a chance of going all the way.
Yeah, if there's what you call it, you've got more Europeans, then there's more of a chance that they can win. But anyway, for the rest of Europe, it's a squeaky bum time. You all got a tsipa, okay? Because the playoff slots are heating up. France, Portugal, Italy, Croatia, Belgium, even Haaland's Norway are all in contention for those final European playoff places. That'll be decided, obviously, in the next month that we're going to, November.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think we're in for fireworks and we're also in for upsets. If I can just be give my 2 cents there, I don't think Norway will give enough to make it to the showpiece. And also Italy, hey man, they are perennial disappointers. Even though they
Mm,
are four-time world champions, I think
mm,
they will find a way to bottle it if they don't concentrate, if they don't come to the team ready to give their all. Because I don't know, man. You know this Italian team now. It doesn't look like the ones
mm.
from yesteryear. These guys
No,
that are selecting now, they don't look like they are hungry or have pride to
wait.
represent the
Let, let,
Azul.
let me stop you there, Tibo. It is because the Italian league is weak. I said it. I know you didn't want to hear it, but I said it.
No, you know what? This time around, I won't argue with you, ne? I really
It
won't
is.
because
Let's argue. It is. Let's argue.
no, this time around, just this one time,
Yeah.
I won't argue with you because even Cesc Fabregas, the coach of Como FC, was asked why his team is filled with young Spanish players, and his answer was that he scoured the market for young, exciting Italian talent, and he couldn't find any. So I'm with you right there, big boss.
I, hallelujah. So look, back to home to speak about the Betway Premiership, which
Yeah, sure.
resumes today. Today, under the Friday lights, we are going to get Richards Bay versus Orbit College. Obviously, we know local is Lekker. And now that
Yeah.
we know that the PSL standard has actually improved because of seeing how we've done in just in terms of qualifying, you know? Because if you look
Yeah.
at that whole Nigerian team, all those guys play for Stoke, Everton, or something. You understand? Or Galatasaray.
Yeah, I don't know. Can I say this?
Yeah,
I think for a first time in a long time, they're actually selecting players who can actually do the job in the national team. No
yeah.
disrespect to anybody who's played before, but I think the core, the group of players that they're selecting now are actually
Mm,
players that can do the job. No offense again to anyone maybe who participated before. We don't know what the dynamics were when they
mm,
were playing Tico Mudise with people who were not even challenging for top honors in the league, who were not
yeah.
even challenging for any cup competitions, you know. But like I said, this time around, it looks like they're selecting the guys who actually deserve, you know, to be in the
No.
senior side.
No, you know, being selected on merit in the national team is so important because then it translates to playing well. You know, you don't want to select someone
Exactly.
because there's just pressure. And I like what Hugo Bruce does. Hugo Bruce calls his own players. He doesn't care. And you sometimes you need a coach like that, you know, that just says to the organization or to the powers that be that look, guys, I have a plan. If I don't qualify, fire me. You know,
No, you
I
know what?
don't.
That's also a slippery slope right there, ne? Because there've been other coaches before who selected their players, ne? But those players were not, let's say, at club level at least, were not in a position to challenge for top honors, whether
No, but look,
locally or international. You know,
no.
so
Back then, we selected players, but we were not good as a league. Our league was low standard. Do you understand?
I
That was the
never.
problem.
I
Our
never.
league was
I'm
not
sorry.
good.
I'm sorry. Me, I
Sundown.
don't agree with that. I'm sorry. I don't agree with that. And I'll give you an example. Ne?
Yeah.
If for example, ne, a guy like Temiko Sitarafanten has
Mm.
scored like 4 goals the whole season, and you're going to select him over Elirato Chabangu, and who has a double, almost triple the amount of goals and assists. What are we talking about? Hmm?
No,
If you're
Shabangu,
going to, yeah.
Shabangu was always selected.
Now,
Problem with Shabangu,
for which team? For which team? For which
Shabangu
team?
drank himself out of
Eh, eh,
Bafana
eh,
Bafana.
eh, 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 eh. Lerato Chabangu was selected for which team? Because he wasn't part
Bafana
of the group
Bafana.
that went that was what was competing at the 2010 World Cup. Hmm? Was he part of the group that played the qualifiers for the 2006 World Cup? No. Was Daintley part of the group that
and
maybe
you're so in love with Daintley.
No, you can't ignore a guy like Daintley, the guy who won 5 league trophies in a row. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
in 5 in a row, and
No, I
you
get
still
you.
don't find a way to shoehorn him into the national setup. How make it make sense? Instead, they want to select guys like I don't know. Maybe in your mind you think that you're building a club team. That's why you're selecting randoms that are not even challenging for league honors, or that are not. How can you explain to me? Nah, how can you explain to me that the national team, when we were leading up to 2010, for an example, was not how was it not based on Mamelodi Sundowns? How was it not based on SuperSport United? How was it not based on Orlando Pirates? They were selecting strange players. Thanduiso Kuboni, ba. What was he challenging for? Hmm? There was a guy there who was your captain. He played for Portsmouth. I'm not saying he wasn't a great player. I'm not saying he wasn't.
Umandisa.
Nah, man, don't say that out loud. I'm not saying he was a great player, but all I'm saying is that these guys, they were being selected, and when it came to the national team, they showed us over and over many times that no,
That
man,
they're
maybe
not qualified.
this is not the winning formula that we need. But then we
Yeah.
had guys who were doing everything here local, and they were not selecting them. Even
No.
an even an
Okay.
overweight Penny McCarthy was way better. And
We
excuse my
know how you love Benny McCarthy also. All your statements are
to
just
the
biased.
goat, Baba. The goat, Baba. Penny,
All
how
your
would
statements are biased.
I-
Look, okay, look. Let's get back. Let's get back to PSL. Apologies for taking it sideways to talk about the quality of the PSL, but
I mean,
hey,
I'm not scared of you, Lebza, man. Yeah, Lebza,
I
I'm not scared
know.
of you, Baba.
I'm moving away from this topic and going straight into Saturday. Take us into the Saturday fixtures.
Saturday, we're seeing Amazulu entertain Durban City.
Yeah.
That will be a great clash for our Debonites, for our fans in the KZN. I think this will classify as a derby, no, Lebza. And then after that,
It's
we'll
a
see.
derby, man.
And then after
Derby
this,
for real.
we'll see Magesi entertaining TS Galaxy. Where Devon City are concerned, we have giant killers in come competitions, and TX Galaxy will want to steady the ship considering the results that they've been getting as of late. What's happening on Sunday, Libs?
I'm just trying to check the Richards Bay match quickly to see what the current score is so far. So I can just update you quickly because I know you probably don't have electricity, you don't have
Yeah.
megabyte because you support Real Madrid. Oh, oh no, it's only starting.
Hey.
It's only starting in 2 minutes time. It's only starting in 2 minutes time, and Richards Bay is playing at home. And then
Yeah,
Sunday,
yeah,
Marumo Gallants
yeah,
are
yeah,
going
yeah.
against Cheaper United. The Gallants fairy tale continues. That coach, oh, that coach. Next to me is my son. Quickly, just say hi. Say hi to the people there. Say hi to the people there, man. This is my co-host. This is Uncle Tebow. Say what up, Uncle Tebow?
Oh, good evening.
All
Hi,
right,
how
so
are you, big boy?
Good.
awesome. Do you want chicken?
No.
Okay, cool. I'll see you now. Let me finish, okay? So, I like you. What? You're gonna be quiet. Okay, fit your chair. Fit your chair. It's my co-host, man. It's my co-host. So, you know what,
Yeah,
Tibo? The coach from Gallant
sure.
is actually such a nice guy. The coach from Gallant, in terms of as a coach, I don't know him as a person, but I'm just saying a nice coach because he really has a certain way of wanting to play. So, can they turn the cup momentum into league form? I want to see. Tibo, let's get into EPL.
Sabangena, EPL is back. Lights, camera, action. England is back with a bang. Let's go through it. Saturday, we're going to see Nottingham Forest entertaining the world champs. The world champs are on the road and we'll be looking for the momentum to continue before their Champions League tie in midweek. And then after that, we'll see Brighton and Hove entertaining the Magpies. Newcastle will be at the Brighton Stadium in this away tie where both teams are super unpredictable, which should make for a very fun encounter between the two sides. Then we're going to see the prodigal son return to the Etihad Stadium in a one Jack Grealish as he fares off against his former team in Manchester City. Jack Grealish's renaissance will meet Erling Haaland's rampage. Both players will are in scintillating form since the start of this particular season, and
Yeah,
they'll both want to show their very best form heading into the end of the year. And
yeah.
we'll also be seeing Fulham entertaining the Arsenal. Arsenal must dodge the post-international break blues. They must continue with their upward surge and maintain their place on top of the food chain. They must be wary of bodybuilders like Adama Traore, who spend 2 hours before the game, putting baby oil on their arms. And then when you check the stats, they have like a very 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 bad record when it comes to successful dribbles, no assists, no goals,
Oh,
but he spends a lot of time putting a lot
he's
of
another Doku. He's another Doku.
no,
So look,
you know what? I'm gonna give it to Toku. Toku this season, at least, he's shown himself at least to be
mm,
in form. But I still maintain that I think if Jeremy Doku could be moved to a full back position, then he could enter the realm of some of the best full backs the game has ever seen.
he could be like
Hello,
Maicon. He could be like Maicon from Brazil. All
no,
right.
no, 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 not like Michael. Maybe Philippe Lam.
Okay, okay, okay. But he has more skill than Philip Lam.
Nah, never.
All right. So look, Sunday is the match of the weekend
Mm-hmm.
for Arsenal fans and maybe for Man City fans because they obviously do want Manchester United to beat Liverpool at Anfield.
Mm,
But
mm, mm.
so yeah. So what are you thinking of that match?
Listen, this is lights, camera, action. Another spectacle from the English Premier League. We have the Reds Derby live from the Kop. I'm telling you, Ancelot's Liverpool side are super electric. The pressing is done with precision. Amorim's United, they are fighting to survive, but this one's got to give everything. And I'm talking pace, and I'm talking pride, and I'm talking pure Premier League poetry from this game. I think Ruben Amorim can look maybe to get a great upset because I think if we can take something from Ruben Amorim, he loses. Okay, let me not say he loses. His team may perform very badly in maybe the games that we expect them to win, but every
Yeah,
time they come up against the big boys, hey, I don't know, man. It's like these boys they
it's a
manage to
weight.
pick up and do something. I'm telling you. So
Mm.
I think with Liverpool's recent form, they will be looking to get maximum points to show and prove that the results that they got in their last two games before the international break was probably just a dip in form and a moment for them to maybe reflect on where exactly they are and where exactly they want to be. And Manchester United, this is their chance also to build on some of the positive things that have happened over the last 5 games. And I think this is an opportunity for them to really take Liverpool out and slit their wrists.
No, definitely. Look, um, uh, will United regret sending Rashford out and Garnacho to Chelsea? Will Liverpool miss Nunes in this match? This fixture definitely never misses. And for Anfield is going to be buzzing and electric, as you said. It's always personal, right? Salah hasn't hit the ground running. Soboslai is on form, so he should just continue his fine form. Fernandez, well, he's always there and there, but he's been playing well so far because United have started to get some wins or some good matches. But it's box office, brother. It's box office. What's happening there with Spurs?
Tottenham Hotspur are also, on a fine run from this season. I think
Mm,
they'll be looking to maintain all the positive attributes that they've brought about with this campaign is concerned. They'll be facing off against Aston Villa, and Villa have that underdog spark, eh? And when
mm,
you look at Spurs, I think they are looking every bit of the real deal. under the new coach. And look, I think this game will be a very interesting tie. I see it ending in a draw, but from recent performances from Tottenham Hotspur, they could actually go all the way and demolish this Aston Villa side in time to get their hopes up for their midweek clashes in the Champions League. Aston Villa will also want to ensure that they can build on the positive things that they've done in the Europa League, and what better way but to also ensure that they get a couple of wins under their belt on their domestic travels.
And remember to hit subscribe. Remember to give us some comments, ask some questions. We might not be experts, but we'll lie to you in the answer, right? So moving on to La Liga. In La Liga,
Yeah.
Spain is cooking too. Spain keeps cooking. And you know what? Saturday sees Sevilla, who will want to prove that the upset over Barca wasn't just luck. So they take on Mallorca. Let's see how that goes on Saturday. And then Barca coming back, obviously, from, first of all, an international break. However, some of their stars weren't playing in international, like Lamine, who was resting. So this should give them at least a bit of a head up to say we've got a really fit star. So expect goals, expect revenge mode, because I think Flick has been just sitting there saying, like, when are we going to? So Flick's boys owe their fans a show. I'm going to be sitting there with popcorn and really just looking for a great match. And then Atletico de Madrid, they are taking on Osasuna. And you know Cholo's army, brother. They'll look to grind another win. They never win beautifully, these ones. You know, they could never enter a pageant. The only people that could enter a pageant is Madrid, because they are prima donnas. You know, anyway. What's going on Sunday?
Yeah, on Sunday we have the main event in the League of the Stars. We'll see a Madrid derby where Getafe will be hosting the 15-time UEFA Champions League winners. The Madrid derby is all about energy.
Had to be mentioned.
Jude, Jude Bellingham is as fit as a horse, and Vinicius Junior is firing on all cylinders. I think Getafe will try and make it an ugly game. I think Getafe will try to play to their strengths. I think it will be an exhibition of street football, but the Spanish edition, of course. Kylian Mbappe, in terms of his fitness, is a doubt after picking up an injury on international duty. But of course, this could bring about an opportunity for other players. I hope the other guys will get an opportunity to play. But obviously, will feel sad if Kylian Mbappe is unavailable to play for the first team. But again, I hope maybe this will be an opportunity for Enric to play, or even Gonzalo Garcia to get a run out. This will
Enric will
definitely
not play. Enric is now even looking to leave, brother. Enric will not play whatsoever.
Yeah, don't believe the hype, my man. Don't believe. We gave him the number 9 shirt for a reason. Please don't believe the hype, big boss. Né?
Well, look, in the Bundesliga, I hear that there's a big derby, the Klassiker. What's going on there?
Yes. Yeah, well, if we move over to the Bundesliga, we have the Klassiker. This is basically the German Classico, where we'll see Borussia Dortmund entertaining Bayern München, the rivalry that defines the Bundesliga. Bayern are chasing Bayer Leverkusen at the top, and Borussia Dortmund are desperate for redemption. Harry Kane versus Niklas Krug. Jamal Musiala is still out because of injury, but at least we will see the Frenchman, Mikel Olise, going up head to head against Julian Brandt. This one is going to be a schnell and spicy encounter in the German Classico. Lebza, what do you think is going to, how do you think how this is going to go?
Look, I always find that in this type of situations, Bayern comes into this with a nice swagger. You know, they're like, you know, we're back as champions. They've taken it back from Leverkusen. And I think
Mm-hmm.
company has now created, now a company team. So
You mean the guy with the big head?
Yeah, the guy with the big head. So obviously he should have quite a lot of formations in that head. He should have a lot of what you call tactics in that head. So maybe Pep will call him to ask for some because Pep keeps scratching his head to look for some, but they're gone. So look, Dortmund though will not take it lying down. It's Signal Iduna Park. With the yellow wall. Obviously, we know it's going to be a war zone.
Of
80,000 fans
course.
screaming like it's a Champions League final because this is a match that could also be at a Champions League final. So it's going to be an amazing match. Looking forward to see the goals. Looking forward to see the tactics. I know that Dortmund striker is also on form, but we also know Harry Izluchani Kane
Harry Kwala.
is
Harry
also on
Kwala.
form. Yeah, he's also on
But
form.
I want to ask you a question, Nebzane. I want to
Yeah.
ask you a question. Do you feel Bayern Munich are better off or have been better off since Harry Kane got to the club from Munich? Like, would you say that Bayern Munich are better off, or would you say
No,
maybe
look,
they're still maybe not where they want to be? Like, what would you say? How
the problem
would you
is
sum up
that
Harry
the
Kane
problem
joining
is
the Germans?
the problem is Harry Kane's arrival coincided with company. Do you understand? And company is still
Okay.
building himself. So not that they came at the same time. Company went first, right, and then Kane followed. But I think company is
No,
also still trying.
wait. Thomas Tuchel signed Harry Kane to
Oh, really?
yeah, but
Oh,
then he
not
lost his job
company.
because Bayern were knocked out by you know who, Real Madrid.
Oh, with penalties, I'm sure. Oh, no. Yeah, sorry.
Ah,
I'm getting
yeah,
it incorrect. I can definitely say that when Lewandowski left Bayern, there was a big gap for a striker like Lewandowski. And Harry Kane and Lewandowski, they have a bit of the same type of characteristics in terms of being able to put your back to the goal, and supply the people on the side. Also, just be involved in the 1-2. But Harry Kane is more fluid in terms of that. I think he likes more of that game. But I can say that because there was a gap from Lewandowski not being there, he definitely has improved it. He's plugged that gap. The only thing that has hurt Bayern is that they've lost their key player, which was Thomas Muller. In terms of he's old, do you
yeah,
understand? He's not the real Thomas Muller anymore. And obviously, he was the engine room. Thomas Muller was like a Lampard. He's in defense, he's in midfield, he's in attack. And he's that type of player that's like, he's always seeing a four-leaf clover, man, because he's so lucky. He's always at the right place. If the ball hits the pole, it comes back to him on his head. If the ball hits the side, whatnot, or it hits another player, it hits his foot and it goes in. So I wouldn't say, Harry Kane's arrival has obviously just changed them 100%, but it allowed them to take their league back from Leverkusen. You see, he took his league back from
yeah.
Leverkusen. But look,
I hear
in
you.
in your slow Serie A league, Italy is serving up its own theater of dreams. So it's going to be like Maximus in a Gladiator. As this Saturday, Torino take on Napoli. Contest champions look to stay ruthless. So let's see there if De Bruyne and Hoyland, can continue their fine form. And then the Romans take on a very, in form Inter. But you know what? It's going to be a tactical warfare. Can't wait to see that one right there. Thibaut, what's going on Sunday?
Sunday will deliver a clash between Como, that is led by Cesc Fabregas, and they will be taking on Juventus, led by Igor Tudor. Both gentlemen, I think, will be looking to solidify their positions as managers of both clubs. I think Cesc Fabregas has done well to bring this Como side from the lower division and onto the first division of the Italian top flight. Igor
Yeah.
Tudor, as a former Juventus player and Juventus legend. He will want to bring back the glory days. This clash is basically a teacher versus a tactician, and then from this particular game, I think we'll see two young starlets fair off between Nicolas Paz, the Argentinian wonder kid,
Yeah.
and as well as the Turkish delight winger in Kenan Yildiz. I think this will be a spectacle of a game. And then after this, we'll be seeing AC Milan entertaining Fiorentina. Luka Modric will be looking to sprinkle some of his magic dust at the San Siro, whilst Moise Kean will be looking to spare on a great upset against the Rossoneri. The Viola haven't started the campaign on the best of terms. They've had up and down sort of season up until this point, but I think they'll be looking to bring on or spare on a big surprise and a big upset when they go to the Estadio Giuseppe Miata. And
All
then after
right.
this,
So then,
uh,
yeah.
yeah, no, I'm listening,
Wait.
Lenza.
No, so I'm saying, Luka Modric, Vele, he's really adding on to that team. Eh? He wasn't dead. It's just that obviously he needed to go to a league that can accept his pace.
Let me tell you something, man. Look how Modric can walk into any team, and that team will be dictated by Luka Modric. If he wants the
Mm,
team to move quickly, they will move quick. If he wants them to move slowly, they will do that. He is the
yeah.
conductor. Yeah, so he can move to any team, and it will be the same result.
Well, look, the playoffs picture for the World Cup qualification looks like this. Let me know. You said 38 nations qualified already, right?
Yes, sir. And from here, we have 10 playoff spots that remain. In
Yeah.
Europe, we have France, Italy, Portugal, Belgium, Croatia, Norway, who are likely headed off to the playoffs. If Norway do not cut the mustard, then this would be one of the first occasions where we see a guy like Erling Haaland being a top scorer in the qualifiers, but still managing not to take his nation to the showpiece. In Africa, we have the Democratic Republic of Congo and Mali, who are still battling for their final CAF spots. In the Asia Oceania, we have China, Iraq, and New Zealand, who could face off in the intercontinental playoffs. And then in North America, we have Costa Rica and Panama fighting for the final CONCACAF ticket. I think
Mm, mm.
the biggest yayo mover is the one who'll manage to book their ticket there in that CONCACAF playoff section there.
But look at this. Italy, Portugal, Belgium, France. Well, obviously, we know France will qualify, but it will be very
Yes.
interesting because which means by December, the final World Cup roster will be complete, and all eyes, ladies and gentlemen, will be on the FIFA draw in January 2026. Imagine South Africa in a beautiful group with Brazil and France in the
Yeah, but
same.
we're not sure. Hey, we're not sure about France. Hey, I'm not disputing that they have a lot of quality in their side, but I don't know. I feel like Didier Deschamps' time is really running out. Eh? And
So many World Cups.
The prospect of Zinedine Zidane taking over, you know what? I don't know. I think it's been draining his energy because it's been hovering over
Yeah.
and over, coming up over and over for the last couple of years. So
But Zidane
I think
mustn't take the job. Zidane mustn't take the job because he needs a job like Real Madrid where they'll buy him perfect players. I don't think he'll ever win a league without a Real Madrid salary.
nah, you know what? I think there you're just being nasty and you're just showing how much of a hater that you are. If
Well,
Zizou
look,
becomes the coach, if Zizou becomes the coach of France, I'm betting everything on France winning every competition that they participate in, be it Nations League, be it the Euro, be it the World Cup.
you think France have got Real Madrid players? Anyway, let's move to the
They
flop
do.
and
What
prop.
are you talking about? They
Nothing.
do.
Let's move to the flop and prop of the week. I think for me, this is easy, man. But
Yeah.
we've got some serious challenges. Number one,
Yeah.
we got Bafana Bafana National Pride restored.
Bafana.
We got Christina Aguilera, I mean Cristiano Ronaldo, with 948 goals and counting, penalties and goals and counting. Then we got Messi with 398 laid on the plate assists, still redefining creativity. Then we've got Erling Haaland scoring for fun against Andorra, Liechtenstein, Israel, carrying Manchester City and carrying Norway. Thibaut, who do you vote for prop of the week here, sir?
If I were to try to quote Leon Schuster in the movie Panic Mechanic, Bafana, Bafana is the best team in the world.
I will.
Bafana, Bafana.
I is
National pride restored, Baba.
National pride restored. And I agree with you. Bafana, there's nothing else that could make us happier. I know, man. Even when they just won and the final whistle went, I don't know, some emotion, just came through me. And it was like, wow, we are finally back with merit and we're going to be able to do it. So, and for me,
nobody did us a favor.
For me, the only thing, yeah?
Nobody did us a favor. We are not the
No. That is the thing, bro. Nobody did us a favor. So me, what happened was just after they announced, bro, this is the song that I played. I know I can't play it for long because I'm on YouTube, but for 2 seconds. Tagarata. Yes. Chipopo.
Yeah, so, man, that's a hit, man. It'll help if you are not playing it from your mobile cell speaker, but
Anyway, you take us through the flops of the week, bruh.
Flop of the week, the nominees are as follows. We have Barcelona's defense. They've looked like a leaky tap since Inigo Martinez left for El Nasa. This is followed by the European Federation still waiting to qualify. I think the pressure's cooking, and I think they actually did that on purpose because they want the whole world to be watching them as they confirm who will qualify. I'm sorry, and no disrespect to any light-skinned people, but the European Federation, they be moving like them light-skinned niggas. They want all the attention, but that's neither here or there. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, that's neither here or there. But then lastly, the international breaks in October, or the international breaks, as a matter of fact, at any point of the season. I don't know why they don't just move these things right to the very end of the league campaigns, where they can just give the federations a month or a month and a half to just play all their friendlies, play all their qualifiers uninterrupted without risking the livelihoods of the players by picking up injuries. So from these nominations, Lebza, who would you say is your flop of the week?
I would actually blame the European Federation because everyone was supposed to be done by now. Why are they taking time to show us who they are? Like, really, now we are just, it's like they wanted to create the drama. Like, you see, France, Italy, Portugal.
Light skin tendencies, Baba.
They are my flop of the week. We needed everybody needed to be finished. But anyway, the last one's fact, players come back jet-lagged when they come from an international break. The managers are always stressed, and fans are always confused as to why is my team playing so tired? Why are they looking like they are not the team that they were before the international break? Can we move this break to the end of the season already? Can we please do that?
No, listen, Lebzane, it's been a week full of milestones and madness. From Bafana's glory to the European playoffs pressure. and the return of domestic firepower. I think
Yep.
this upcoming weekend, we have I don't know, maybe for lack of a better word, we are going back to default settings. We are going to be reconnecting with the true loves of our lives, because these last 2 weeks, some of us have been forced to actually communicate with our partners and actually find out what they really like, because there was no club football. So, Lebza, I think all good things are going to be restored this weekend, sir.
No, 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 dog. We were talking to our partners because there was no club football. That is funny.
No,
That
I
is
remember
funny.
you said that to me. Oh, yeah, Lebza, you remember you said that to me. Oh.
Yeah, yep. But let me see. My wife is here, so I can't agree. I can't agree. So look, to everybody watching that
Yeah.
loves Let's Argue, the game is back, the energy is high, and we're rolling towards a blockbuster weekend. Hopefully, Liverpool loses. Sorry, but from a Bannerball perspective, also hopefully they trip up too. And then Kaiser Chiefs, Pirates, and Sundowns are representing us in Africa. Sundowns and Pirates are in CAF, and Chiefs is playing Simba in the Confederations Cup. So football never sleeps, and just like you can see here in Let's Argue, we never sleep too.
This has been Let's Argue, where the opinions hit harder than Aaron Mukwena tackle. Catch us next week as we unpack who flopped, who popped, and who needs a prayer. Yeah, sure.
Dog, you sounded like 50 Cent. You sounded like 50 Cent then to unpack who flopped, who popped, and who needs a prayer. Aish, you must say it in that 50 Cent
That's
voice.
Cody, man. That's Cody. Yes, like yeah, sure. Tibo Lava Ultra featuring the Mood Engineer. It's Let's Argue.
Aye, good night, Mzansi. Good night, world. Good night. Let's argue from myself, Tibo, and our little youngin right here. We say argue responsibly, right? Say argue responsibly. They can't see you.
Argue responsibly.
Dog, my camera now just starts switching off. I don't know what's happening with my internet.
Movie sale, Baba. Movie sale.
Movie sale. But anyway, thank you, dog. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, guys. Subscribe, hit the like button, share with your friends, because your friend is our friend. See you next time.
Sure, brother.
Sure.